Indigenous warriors have long crafted a distinctive and unique approach to conflict that went beyond conventional warfare. From the shadows of dense forests to the vast expanses of open plains, their tactics often embraced the art of surprise, relying on stealthy ambushes and cunning maneuvers. In this insightful video curated by native journals, you will discover how these ancient warriors mastered the art of unconventional warfare, creating a lasting impact on military history. Before we dive into a closer study of the military tactics of Native American tribes, let's educate ourselves on what guerrilla warfare is, especially in the context of Native America. Kindly show us your support by giving this video a thumbs up and hitting the subscribe button for more videos. Let's get right into it. Guerrilla warfare, an unconventional form of conflict, is characterized by small, mobile, and highly adaptable groups engaging in hit-and-run tactics against a larger, more traditional military force. This strategy, rooted in surprise and asymmetry, has been employed by various groups throughout history, shaping the outcomes of conflicts in unexpected ways. The term guerrilla originates from the Spanish word for little war, and the practice itself dates back centuries. Guerrilla warfare thrives in environments where the conventional rules of engagement may not apply. Dense jungles, rugged mountains, urban settings, or expansive wilderness. The effectiveness of guerrilla tactics often lies in the ability to exploit the terrain, blending with the surroundings, and striking when least expected. One of the key elements of Native American guerrilla warfare was an intimate understanding of the environment. Tribes such as the Apache and the Comanche utilized their profound knowledge of the landscape to their advantage. Their warriors were adept at traversing challenging terrains, exploiting natural cover, and employing hit-and-run tactics that bewildered more conventionally structured European military forces. Secrecy was a paramount aspect of Native American guerrilla tactics. The ability to move undetected and strike swiftly allowed tribes to disrupt supply lines, conduct surprise raids, and effectively counter the numerical superiority of European armies. The use of camouflage, natural concealment, and a deep understanding of the seasons and weather patterns further enhanced their elusive approach. Historically, guerrilla warfare has played a pivotal role in numerous conflicts. During the American Revolutionary War, for example, Continental Army forces, led by figures like Francis Marion, utilized guerrilla tactics against the more organized British military. Similarly, in the 20th century, the Viet Cong employed guerrilla warfare against the United States during the Vietnam War, demonstrating the enduring relevance of these tactics. Tribes like the Iroquois Confederacy also excelled in defensive guerrilla strategies, employing tactics that leveraged the natural fortifications of their territories. They created formidable obstacles for invading forces. These defensive measures included intricate networks of trails and hidden pathways, making it challenging for outsiders to navigate and launch effective offensives. European soldiers, shaped by the disciplined legacy of Roman tactics, marched into the French and Indian War with a tightly knit, coordinated approach. Yet, on the flip side of the conflict canvas, Native American warriors painted a different picture, one where individual flair outshone group maneuvers. As chiefs outlined grand conflict visions and provided rough guidance, the battlefield became a stage for every warrior to showcase their unique prowess. Recognition and tribal acclaim were bestowed upon those who stood out amidst the chaos, creating a dynamic where personal achievements echoed louder than collective effort. This ability to dance between independent action and a shared mission left the rigid European forces scratching their heads in the early clashes, as the unpredictable rhythm of Native American strategies played out on the battlefield. European military doctrines of the time also emphasized engagement in open landscapes, providing commanders with a clear view and control over the unfolding battle. The structured command hierarchy and disciplined formations were tailored for such environments, enabling coordinated movements and strategic maneuvers. However, these strategies face challenges when confronted by the adaptable and unconventional tactics employed by Native American tribes. Chief Crazy Horse, a prominent leader of the Sioux, exemplified these tactics in a notable incident involving General George Crook and his troops. Crook, following conventional military approaches, found himself at a disadvantage as Crazy Horse strategically deceived and trapped his forces in a valley. Crazy Horse's tactical brilliance became evident as he used the terrain to mislead General Crook's troops. Leading them into a valley, he exploited the situation when the troops took a break, catching them off guard. The ambush, executed by 1/500 Sioux warriors, resulted in significant casualties among Crook's forces. The valley ambush inflicted a substantial toll on General Crook's troops, causing casualties and disrupting the conventional military structure. The surprise attack resulted in immediate losses and lasting implications on troop morale and strategic planning. In addition, Native American warriors were known for their combat skills, but they also exhibited a strong ability to follow their chief's lead in coordinated battle. A pivotal example of collective Native American warfare is the Battle of Little Bighorn. Chiefs played a central role in orchestrating tribal strategies, utilizing distinctive flags adorned with specific colors to enable quick tribal identification amidst the chaotic and dynamic nature of the battlefield. This visual communication not only facilitated coordination, but also showcased the importance of leadership amid intense conflict. Legendary warrior Crazy Horse demonstrated innovative communication methods. He used mirrors to relay orders to his warriors, showcasing a resourceful and strategic approach to command during the heat of battle. The deployment of eagle horns by several Native American chiefs added another layer to their communication arsenal. These whistles, crafted from the leg bone of an eagle, served as both signaling instruments and tools for conveying order. The distinct sounds emitted by these eagle horns cut through the chaos of battle and demonstrated the intricate ways in which Native American leaders utilized the natural environment in their military strategy. The goal of every battle was to attack stealthily like a fox, fight fiercely like a lion, and disappear like a bird. Let's take a look at the Apache's military system and tactics. The Apache warfare culture was deeply ingrained, focusing on raising men to be warriors from a young age. Boys underwent physical training through activities like hunting, running, and playing games that may have seemed childish, but were crucial for building strength and competitiveness. They crafted their weapons and received supervised training. In terms of societal contrast, while Apache boys were actively preparing for war, white children of that time were often confined to sitting still inside the school. The progression of warriors had distinct levels, starting with the Dehoki phase, a novice status that concluded after a young man completed 4 raids involving continuous and rigorous training. Once this phase was completed, the individual was considered a true man, free to pursue his path. This hierarchical system reflected the significance of experience and accomplishment in the Apache warrior culture. The Apache military system had a foundation in the sense of duty and loyalty that every man felt towards his extended family. This collective responsibility formed the backbone of their military structure. The Apaches operated as pure democrats in leadership selection, reaching consensus through discussion. While this approach promoted equality, it sometimes limited their effectiveness, as individuals were not obligated to follow orders, relying instead on personal responsibility and group cohesion for success. Social harmony played a pivotal role in Apache achievements, given that warriors were free to leave whenever they pleased. This freedom underscored the importance of maintaining positive relations within the community. Despite their military prowess, the Apaches faced limitations in their physical capabilities due to resource constraints. They still relied on what were perceived as primitive weapons, indicating a connection between their military strategies and the available technological resources of their time. The Apaches utilized a variety of weapons and had specific techniques for crafting them. They include bow and arrow, crafted from special flexible wood. The arrows were made using buzzard and turkey feathers. This weapon provided the Apaches with both range and accuracy in combat. War club. Among the oldest weapons used, the war club was made from hard, young wood. Its rounded hitting edge was designed to knock the enemy's head off, making it a formidable close-quarters weapon. Jawbone club. Uniquely Apache, this weapon was crafted from the jawbone of a buffalo or horse. The hitting edge was sharpened, while the teeth inside the bone remained intact. This club proved highly efficient at cutting through an opponent's chest. Tomahawk. A popular weapon, the tomahawk was not solely used for combat in Apache society. It was made from the same wood as the war club and featured a metal hatchet. The versatility of the tomahawk made it a practical tool for various purposes. In the dynamic military culture of the Apache, raiding parties constituted a crucial aspect of their warfare strategy. Typically comprised of 8 to 10 men, these parties exhibited a deliberate focus on agility and craftiness, underscoring the practical nature of their approach. Before embarking on these expeditions, meticulous preparation was a hallmark of Apache raids. The warriors ensured that they were well equipped for the journey, emphasizing self-sufficiency by bringing along ample food supply. Symbolism played a significant role in their preparations, as the warriors painted their faces and entire bodies in white, black, or red, perhaps signifying ceremonial readiness for the impending battle. An intriguing aspect of Apache raiding parties was the assignment of an older member to stay behind and care for the women when the war party departed. This decision reflected a sense of community responsibility and protection, showcasing the intricate relationship within Apache society. Upon approaching their target, the raiding party would establish a camp, demonstrating a strategic commitment to maintaining a vigilant lookout for potential adversaries. Before launching a full-scale assault, 4 of the strongest men were dispatched for reconnaissance, highlighting a tactical approach to gathering crucial information about the objective. Integral to these raiding parties was the inclusion of a medicine man. Beyond their spiritual role, these figures were responsible for performing rituals, such as creating a big wind or inducing rain. These ceremonies may have served to invoke spiritual assistance or enhance the warrior's morale before engaging in battle. The Apache people displayed exceptional adaptability and strategic prowess in their approach to warfare, distinguishing them from the U.S. Army during the historical era. Renowned for their extraordinary running capabilities, the Apaches did not rely heavily on horses for mobility. Instead, they leveraged their physical endurance and agility, allowing for swift and stealthy movements across diverse terrain. In comparison to the U.S. Army, the Apaches exhibited a remarkable degree of freedom in their movements. Their agility, coupled with an intimate knowledge of the surrounding terrain, granted them a strategic advantage. This deep understanding of their environment enabled them to navigate landscapes with precision, setting the stage for effective guerrilla warfare. The Apaches were adept at operating in mountainous regions, whether marching or riding. Their flexibility in negotiating challenging terrains showcased their adaptability and resourcefulness. This skill set allowed them to capitalize on elevated positions for strategic advantage. A distinctive tactical choice was the Apaches' avoidance of nighttime engagements. Preferring to fight during daylight hours, they capitalized on visibility and their detailed knowledge of the terrain. This strategic decision likely enhanced their ability to navigate and utilize the environment to their advantage. Cover and concealment were fundamental aspects of Apache warfare tactics. Whether in open terrain or rugged landscapes, they consistently employed natural features for protection. This tactical approach minimized exposure to enemies and enabled them to choose optimal positions for initiating and evading conflict. Emphasizing surprise, they meticulously arranged elaborate traps and ambushes to catch their enemies off guard. This tactical advantage allowed the Apaches to dictate the terms of engagement and often resulted in successful raids. Silent raids were a hallmark of Apache warfare. By moving quietly and avoiding detection, they heightened the element of surprise. This stealthy approach allowed them to infiltrate enemy territory discreetly, adding to the effectiveness of their surprise tactics. The success of Apache raiding parties was measured not just by the quantity, but also by the quality of the captured property. Placing value on the strategic significance of their raids, the Apaches prioritized acquiring valuable resources that would benefit their communities. To establish a lasting impact, the Apaches often left one person alive after a raid. This survivor served as a messenger, recounting the events to the enemy. This deliberate choice aimed at instilling fear and uncertainty among adversaries, contributing to the psychological aspect of Apache warfare. A distinctive and fearsome practice was the act of scalping and mutilating the bodies of the deceased. This brutal behavior served multiple purposes. It withheld their reputation as formidable warriors, demonstrating their strength and ferocity. Additionally, the gruesome display aimed to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies, dissuading future resistance. One of the very popular guerrilla war tactics, employed by almost all Native American tribes, is the hit-and-run tactic. Defined by swift surprise, attacks followed by rapid retreats. These tactics were characterized by their emphasis on mobility, adaptability to diverse terrains, and a focus on minimizing casualties. The swift and sudden nature of these attacks allowed tribal forces to exploit vulnerabilities, striking when the enemy was most susceptible, and then promptly withdrawing to avoid prolonged engagements. This emphasis on minimizing exposure served a dual purpose, ensuring the preservation of tribal forces and disrupting the plans of the often larger, slower adversaries. Crucial to the success of hit-and-run tactics was the effective coordination and communication within the tribal forces. The use of sign language and nonverbal communication allowed for silent yet synchronized action. Hit-and-run tactics had a big effect on people's minds. They made the enemy scared and messed up their confidence and decision-making. Because the attacks were sudden and not expected, it made it hard for enemies to know what the tribes would do next. This kind of psychological trickery made attackers think twice, stopping them and helping the tribes be successful in resisting. As stated earlier, Native American warriors used battle strategies inspired by their way of hunting together. Leaders would give orders, and the warriors followed them with discipline. The hunters or warriors could arrange themselves in different shapes like half-moons, squares, circles, lines, or columns. These tactics were flexible and allowed warriors to change their formation while moving or navigating rough terrain. In their tactical endeavors, Native American warriors skillfully employed the half-moon or horseshoe formation to outflank adversaries. This strategic arrangement, refined through communal hunting experiences, allowed for versatile and effective maneuvers on the battlefield. Two distinct types of attacks characterized their military engagement. Firstly, a methodical approach involved advancing with coordinated firepower against a determined enemy. Secondly, a swift charge was executed when facing a retreating or shaken adversary, seizing the opportune moment for an aggressive retreat when deemed necessary was a pragmatic aspect of Native American warfare. Warriors demonstrated tactical acumen by either advancing under the protective cover of a fellow warrior's fire or making a quick escape when confronted with unexpected challenges. Importantly, there existed no stigma in strategic withdrawal. The true source of dishonor lay solely in surrendering to the enemy. Let's explore the introduction of horses into the guerrilla warfare of some Native American tribes. The Lakota and Sioux, two prominent Native American tribes, developed remarkable horse-mounted warfare tactics on the expansive Great Plains, intricately merging their profound buffalo hunting skills into their military strategy. The introduction of horses to the Lakota and Sioux tribes in the 17th century significantly transformed their approach to warfare. Horses provided mobility and speed, allowing the tribes to cover vast distances swiftly, outmaneuver enemies, and engage in hit-and-run tactics. This newfound mobility became a cornerstone of their military strategies. The Lakota and Sioux became renowned for their exceptional horsemanship. Skilled riders adeptly navigated the challenging terrain of the Great Plains, utilizing the natural landscape to their advantage. They could launch surprise attacks and retreat swiftly, making it challenging for adversaries to counter their movements effectively. The tribes mastered the use of weapons from horseback, particularly the bow and arrow. This allowed them to maintain a high degree of accuracy and lethality while remaining mobile. The ability to fire arrows rapidly while on horseback became a distinctive feature of Lakota and Sioux warfare. Native American guerrilla tactics have left an indelible mark on modern military thought. Lessons learned from their strategies, such as ambushes, hit-and-run attacks, and the use of natural cover, have influenced the development of unconventional warfare indoctrinas and special operations training. Contemporary military forces, particularly special operations units, incorporate elements of Native American guerrilla tactics into their training program. The emphasis on adaptability, resourcefulness, and understanding the local terrain reflects recognition of the effectiveness of these historical strategies. That's all on this special episode. Kindly like and subscribe if you're yet to do so. You're also free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Thank you for watching.